Good evening, members of the public. Good evening, members. Welcome back to a rather dreary... Sorry, this sounds like some sort of intro to a TV show. Let's just get on with it. Order of business before council, Wednesday, September the 17th, 2025. There are no planned fire drills during this meeting. If you hear the fire alarm sound, please treat it as a real emergency and evacuate the building via the nearest safe escape route. The nearest escape route is via the stairs to your left as you leave the council chamber or the public gallery. Exit via the door at the back of the building and walk across the inner car park to the evacuation point, which is the pavement opposite the police station. The lifts can't be used in the event of an emergency, and please do not enter the building until you're advised it's safe to do so by a member of staff. I'd like to advise both members of the public and press this meeting is being recorded and broadcast live. Mobile phones should please be switched off unless they're being used for the meeting. Please only speak when I ask you to do so and speak clearly into the microphone. So that's the housekeeping dealt with. We've received apologies from Councillor Stephen Hendry and Michael Lilly. Councillor Love, I'm told, is arriving late. Do we have any other apologies? Councillor Luciani.
Councillor Ian Stevens, I did let you know earlier.
Thank you, Karen. Councillor Brayden. Paul.
Yeah, Councillor Quirk is on a non-moving red jet for having a hospital appointment. So hopefully he will come in straight here. But at the moment, he's not moving anywhere. Thank you.
Have you got that open on the app there, Paul? Keeping a little track of him across the silent?
Make sure it's a valid excuse, yeah.
Next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. I'd like to propose that. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Luciani, thank you. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Any against? Any abstentions? Thank you. For the purposes of press and people watching, I'm just signing the minutes. Thank you very much. Item number 2 on the agenda this evening, declarations of interest. Have any members got any declarations of interest? Please state the interest and the item on the agenda to which it relates. Councillor Jones-Evans. Julie.
Chair, I am a member of the plan, the local government pension plan, previously from 2009 to 2017, I believe, but no longer contribute to it.
Thank you very much, Councillor Jones-Evans. Councillor Jarman. Chris.
Chair, I believe the Senior Governance Officer may have a declaration to make at this point regarding the matter.
Yes, thank you, Chair. In terms of members who have are drawing on a pension and to enable them to participate in this, which is the appropriate thing to do, there is a dispensation in place for members. So I suggest members declare the interest, but you can participate in the debate and vote. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Jarman.
Do we just confirm that includes members of the Pension Board, the Pension Committee, members currently receiving a pension, entitled to a pension, or in a deferred pension category of any sort? Thank you, Chair.
That is correct. Yeah, in terms of the committees, that wouldn't have been necessary. It's the ones who are receiving a pension, which might suggest it's a pecuniary interest. But yeah, it affects everyone.
Councillor Brodie.
Yeah, I declare an interest as both a member of the pension fund, both as a former employee many years ago, and in the brief time the councillors were allowed to join as the pension fund as a councillor. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Councillor Mosdell, Claire.
Declare an interest, used to be an employee of the council and a member of the pension fund eventually when I eventually reach old age.
Never. Councillor Crichtonson, Claire.
Ditto to what Councillor Mosdell said. I was an employee and I may one day get some payment from a pension fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Crichtonson. That's it. Thank you very much. So on to public questions, and the first one comes from a member of the Youth Council, but I don't have a name here. So who will be speaking?
Naomi Hallam, Vice Chair of the Isle of Wight Youth Council.
Hello, Naomi. Welcome. Please fire away. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. This month's full council question is targeted to Councillor Paul Broding. The question is as follows. With reference to the new controversial rules at the Bay CE and Cowes Enterprise College regarding toilet usage restrictions and lesson punctuality, the Youth Council would like to know if the council would step in and use its influence if it deems rules made by island schools are wrong, misguided or uncompassionate. Thank you.
Councillor Broding, Paul.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you again to the Youth Council for their question this evening. To begin with, it'd be helpful to explain the differences in responsibilities here. The Bay C of E is a local authority maintained school. This means that while the governing body and head teacher are responsible for day-to-day running of the school, the local authority does have an overarching role. Where concerns are raised about the impact of school policies on children and families, we will work directly with the school leadership and governing body to ensure that statutory responsibilities are met and that pupils' well-being remains central. Cowes Enterprise College, on the other hand, is an academy. Responsibility for its governance, leadership and financial management rests with its academy trust and with the Department for Education through the regional director. Local authority does not have direct intervention powers in academies. That said, where issues give rise to concern, we do remain engaged. At Cowes, this means raising issues directly with the trust, where they affect children and families, monitoring the impact of our safeguarding, special educational needs and disabilities and attendance duties, and where necessary, escalating matters to the Department of Education. So really, in summary, while the local authority does not set or approve individual school rules, we are active in our role. At the Bay as a maintained school, we will work directly with its leaders and governors to ensure its practices is proportionate and meets pupils' needs. At Cowes, as an academy, where necessary, we will discuss matters and any concerns with the trust, and if appropriate, would escalate to government. In both cases, our priority is to make sure that the children on the island are safe, supported, and able to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Broding. Naomi, you are entitled to a supplementary question if you wish to have one.
No, thank you, Chair.
Thank you for participating this evening. Question number 2 comes from a Miss J Agricola, and I do hope that I have pronounced that correctly. If you just step up into the middle there's a microphone. When you're ready, press the right hand button, it will light up, and then please ask your question and direct it to the person you wish to have a response from.
Well, I wasn't sure who to address it to. It went to the chairman last time, I think. And this is a follow-on from the last question from the last meeting. I had a response to it last time. It appears to me that there's only an expectation that there will also be mandatory training for interim and agency employees. So as outsourced and subcontractors, interim and agency employees make up a large number of persons working on the Isle of Wight, and their equality, diversity, inclusion and duty of care training is covered specifically under each contract through the related contract terms and conditions. An individual proportional contract management applies. Will the Strategic Directors Equality and Diversity Board now look at oversee and ensure all outsourced and subcontractors, interim and agency contracts are fit for purpose, and that all those employees are offered and complete satisfactorily mandatory and updated where necessary, and in particular for long-term employees, training in equality, diversity, inclusion, and duty of care for all persons in their employ, and especially where within the dismissal grievance process disputes arise leading to or seen as such by an individual as discrimination, abuse, bullying, harassment, etc.
Thank you very much for your question. I will direct that to the leader, Councillor Jordan.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for your question. And what I will do is send this on to the Equality and Diversity Board for their consideration, just as you've asked me to do so.
Yeah.
And I hope that's
good.
matches your expectations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. Miss M. Barrett to Councillor Jordan, but I've been asked to read this one out. Would you be so kind, someone in the public gallery, just to click the old button off on the microphone for me, please? Thank you very much. So it's a written question from Miss M. Barrett to Councillor Jordan. Independent journalists and various organisations have increasingly been broadcasting in the news and on social media many instances involving the UK lawyers for Israel contacting British institutions, including schools, hospitals and councils, with various accusations of one sort or another, including, among others, of breaching various UK laws, of displaying, in one way or another, anti-Semitism, etc. So, for the sake of transparency, have the Isle of Wight Council, committees, councillors and/or officers ever received any communication in any form whatsoever from or on behalf of UK lawyers for Israel? And if so, please would they share such with the public and press? Councillor Jordan, the response, please.
Thank you again, Chair. And the question has asked the council through the committees and councillors and officers to provide a response. And the assessment that we've taken and been able to undertake confirms that those who have been asked have been able to provide a response that no correspondence has been received. However, to ensure that we provide a full response, the council will now log this question as a freedom of information request, and a further response once we've gone through the freedom of information process and further information as we have it will be provided. And I hope that satisfies the questioner, Ms. Barrett, Chair.
Thank you very much, Councillor Jordan. That concludes public questions for this evening. Thank you very much for engaging this evening. I'm happy with that, but please, if you would be so kind as to address the councillor that you wish to ask the question and get to the question in 30 or 40 seconds. That'd be great. And your name, sir, please.
My name is Ed Surridge. And the question is to the chair. And I understand there's 15 minutes available for public questions. Is that correct?
Believe that to be the case, Mr. Surridge.
So how are we doing per time?
Well, is that your question? You've got a supplementary, Mr. Surridge.
Okay. Can I
Mr.
have,
Surridge, can I cut to the
can I have
case?
3 minutes?
If you've got a question.
Can I have 3 minutes?
You
Is
may.
there time for that?
Yes, there is.
Thank you.
As long as it's a question, Mr. Surridge, and not a statement. And please direct it to one of the councillors, and I would suggest it goes to the leader for all he is all-knowing.
We can but hope.
We can indeed. Mr. Surridge, your question.
Yes. Leader of the council, Mr. Jordan, Councillor Jordan. when I last asked a question to this council, it was cut short. And the question was promised to be later answered in writing. And that happened, but it didn't have the full question because my question was cut short. So can this be addressed along with what I'm looking at with the rest of this question here? Firstly, on planning, the Supreme Court's decision on Westridge, on the Westridge ruling against this council was a landmark judgment. With only this month, it has already been applied to overturn another case against Kirklees Metropolitan Council. That sets a clear precedent, which planning permission granted by the Isle of Wight Council are now considered, resulting in them being considered which planning permissions granted by the Isle of Wight councils are now considered highly or more than highly likely to fail if challenged in a no-win, no-fee legal action, as happened with the Westridge.
Mr. Sarridge, I've got no desire to cut you off, but I really would love to hear the question, as I'm sure Councillor Jordan will.
And since defending these flawed permissions comes at a direct cost to taxpayers, what alternative strategies are being considered or decided upon to prevent further expensive repeated legal failures? I ask whether you will commit to transparent debate and motion on whether the Isle of Wight pension fund should be can be divested from.
One question, Mr. Sarridge, and I believe you've had that. Mr. Sarridge,
economic impact.
Mr. Sarridge, I'm going to call that to a close. Councillor
That's
Jordan.
not 3 minutes. You offer me 3 minutes. You
one-
cut me short.
One question, one answer. Please switch off your microphone. Councillor Jordan will respond, and then you get a supplementary. That's how we do things, Mr. Surridge. Can you
Okay,
switch
I'll
your
get a supplementary. Thank you.
Okay, switch off your microphone. Allow Councillor Jordan to respond, then you get a supplementary, okay? One question, one answer. That's how we do it.
Thank you, Chair. And it will be helpful to understand at some point what the other question is that we're asking for a written reply on, because what I will do is provide a written reply. There are some technicalities in there. There's some legal comments that I would not wish to make without having myself being briefed legally. So I will provide a written reply to that second half, but I'd like an indication of what was missing of the original question, another date that he still that you believe he wasn't answered in full, please.
Mr. Surridge, you are entitled to a supplementary question relevant to the answer just given. No, you've got a supplementary question pertaining to the answer. If it's pertaining to the answer that Councillor Jordan gave. Can you put your microphone on, please, Mr. Surridge? Just press the right button. Thank you.
Okay. Last time, I'm trying a 20-second version now.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Cut short. See ya.
That's a fire alarm, Mr.
Really?
Surridge. That is a fire alarm. So I do ask all members and members of the public